Let's take a look at some of the key events in cybersecurity history. This quick history lesson will give some context to the quickly evolving world of cybersecurity and the growing need for security professionals. I've included this timeline as a handout in the exercise files, which includes many significant events that have impacted cybersecurity over more than 50 years. The timeline starts in 1969, when ARPANET, the precursor to the Internet, sent its first message. TCP/IP, the same transmission protocol we use on the Internet today, was tested for the first time 6 years later in 1975. In 1983, ARPANET began using TCP/IP, bringing it one step closer to the Internet we know today. The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, which criminalized many forms of computer hacks and attacks, was passed by the United States Congress in 1986. In 1988, the first major network worm was released by Robert Tappan Morris, crippling thousands of computers and causing millions in estimated damages. The Morris worm led to the creation of the U.S. Computer Emergency Response Team Coordination Center, or CERT-CC, later that year. Morris was the first person convicted under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. In 1990, the Internet as we know it was born when ARPANET was decommissioned. In the U.S., the 1990s brought us laws and standards still important to us today. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, or HIPAA, defined security safeguards for electronic protected health information, or EPHI. The Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, or GLBA, included a safeguards rule requiring financial institutions to develop a written information security plan to protect clients' non-public personal information. In the early 2000s, more U.S. laws and standards were established, including the Federal Information Security Management Act, or FISMA, which requires all U.S. federal agencies to develop, document, and implement an information security program. In 2002, California became the first state to require companies who have suffered a data breach to notify their customers. Then, in 2004, the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standards, or PCI DSS, outlined the basic security levels for merchants who store, process, and transmit cardholder data. Later in the 2000s, the number of hacks and attacks continued to increase, starting with the TJ Maxx hack in 2005, which led to the theft of 45 million customer credit and debit account details. Also in 2005, ISO IEC 27001 was published as an international security standard, which is still used today as the basis for many organizations' security policies. From 2010 to 2015, we saw a major spike in hacks and attacks. Government, healthcare, technology, and finance are just a few of the many industries that have suffered data breaches. At the end of the 2010s, we continued to see massive data breaches and hacks, including Equifax, Uber, Capital One, and DoorDash. We also saw new laws and regulations designed to protect people's data. Most notably were the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, and the California Consumer Privacy Act, or CCPA. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic forced most businesses to shift to remote working, which turned the security model of protecting data in office buildings inside out. And a breach of SolarWinds revealed that your company's data may be at risk if one of your software suppliers is attacked. As you can see, a lot has happened in the world of cybersecurity since 1969. Two major trends are evident in these events. The first is that cyber threats are becoming more sophisticated, frequent, and successful. No one is safe from a cyber attack. Another significant trend is the increasing need for cybersecurity professionals due to regulatory requirements for stronger security, organizations seeking to protect themselves from cyber threats, and customer demands that businesses protect their sensitive information. You should now see why businesses and organizations worldwide seek qualified cybersecurity professionals to help protect their systems and data.